Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my podcast. And sorry I've been away so long. Life got in the way. So a lot of things have transpired since I've been in since the last podcast. And what's dominating right now is the arrest of Tekashi 6ix9ine and some of his associates, former associates, from the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods or whatever. Pretty much he caught a Fed case. Him and I believe like 6 other people. Feds swooped in before they actually wanted to, because they felt that the former associates were going to kill Tekashi. And they had some transcripts that they had from wiretaps, and it looks like they was they was gonna go after Tekashi or whatever. They believed that Tekashi was dry snitching, which he probably was. But he went on the they were mad that he went on the Breakfast Club and that interview that he had. And he had distanced himself, from the 9 Trey gangsters, and firing his staff, firing his associates and things of that nature. But they were saying that they were going to quote unquote feed him, which the feds believe that feed means that they were going to shoot him, which is probably true. But I mean, it's sad to say, I don't really wish, jail or prison on anybody, but, if people are telling you, how this movie is going to end, and especially like, some people who have been through that situation, who have managed to like not go to jail, like Fat Joe sat down and had a talk with Tekashi, had an interview, told him how this movie was going to go. But he still wanted to, live this life and do gangster shit, even though, like, he was clearly not built for it. Then I can't really feel sorry for him. Unfortunately, people of color, when they get locked up, they make mistakes. They don't get a chance to really learn from it because they get a whole bunch of numbers thrown at them. But, it's an unfortunate, sad situation. So, in the midst of his arrest, he pleaded not guilty, and the feds did freeze, his account, or his accounts or whatever. So, his assets is frozen, and they frozen his mother's bank account too. So, it's about to get really real for Tekashi 6ix9ine, real name Daniel Hernandez, and this federal racketeering case. Amongst other charges as well. So, his lawyers were in court, for his arraignment, and pleaded not guilty to the judge in this case. And we're hearing that his bank accounts were frozen to prevent him from being able to afford a lawyer or even post bail if possible. So, that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Like, it's not looking too good, for Tekashi 6ix9ine. But like I said, you make your bed, unfortunately you gotta sleep in it. So if there's any other news that pops up or whatever, I will, report that. And that's pretty much it for, the news on Tekashi 6ix9ine for about it, because that's pretty much it. That's been reported so far. So let's see what happens, man. Now, on a more positive note, one of my favorite young rappers, J.I.D, finally dropped his DiCaprio 2 album which I thought it was dope that it was hosted by DJ Drama. DiCaprio 2 is a sequel to his EP that was on SoundCloud, which was DiCaprio, which I actually went back, once I heard DiCaprio 2 was coming out, went back and listened to DiCaprio, and that was a pretty dope mixtape, within itself. So I had to go, I was eagerly anticipating, waiting for this, because his first album, The Never Story, that album was super dope as well. So this album came out, and I definitely was not disappointed with this album. This album's straight fire. Like, even from like the jump, like the beginning, the beginning skit, which is called Frequency Change, where he's just flipping through channels. He threw some comedy in there. That shit was mad funny. And then the first song is Slick Talk. Slick Talk was actually pretty dope. And Slick Talk, the joint with him and called Westbrook, with him and ASAP Ferg, that song was actually really, really dope as well. ASAP Ferg was actually on the hook, but J.I.D came in there, boy, spitting bars, open up the song. We hit the pack with the weed in the sack, in the back. J.I.D with the gag go. G's with the jeans on the strap, on the scene, and with the lean, get the, I'm not a rapper, so, but yeah, like it was pretty dope, man. And so that was pretty much the second song. The third song is Off D's with J. Cole, which they go back and forth, like spitting that rapid fire flow, and both of them rappers bodied it on there. The fifth song is actually 151 Rum, which I've been bumping that for I think 2 months, like since it was released as a single. I think it was released in September, and it's pretty much like 2 minutes and like 2.5 minutes, but the beat hits hard, and he just raps straight through, no hook. Well, it's like two little mini hooks or whatever, but he just really raps straight through, and it's just like straight flames. Off the Zunkies is next, after that, and pretty much it's like Off the Zunkies is pretty much it's an anti-drug song, where J.I.D raps about how drugs have, I guess, negatively affected him and his friends and his family, and it's one of those anti-drug songs. So it's definitely dope. That has a dope message, get up off the drugs, it's not really worth it. Working Out is definitely a good song as well. That song is pretty much about his dissatisfaction with life despite his success. So although he's attained wealth and fame, things aren't exactly quote unquote working out for him. So that he explains, he expresses his disdain for certain things that's going on. Tide is a song with him and Black and LMA, which is a pretty dope song as well. Now, pretty much this song is about, it's like a smooth R&B laid back track about, being tied with a girl, who's being irresponsible in their relationship, and pretty much Black assists him with being, he assists him from the male perspective. Then LMA gives him her, the female perspective, even though her part is kind of really short. And then pretty much at the end of the song, it's used, it's a viral video. I think it was on Vine or something like that, a couple years ago. But it's niggas ain't shit but tongues and dicks or something like that. So, which pretty much ties into, I guess it doesn't really tie into it, but The next song is Strawberries, which is pretty much like my favorite song off of the album. Which like Strawberries is like, it's a really dope song, and it's pretty much like it's a song it's an ode to love. So pretty much like J.I.D, he raps to his significant other and the struggles that they're having in a relationship. But despite the mistakes that they both made, there's still love for each other, and trying to reassure that she's beautiful, and their love is going to make it through. So this song is definitely like one of the best songs off of this album. I do recommend that everybody pretty much listen to that song. Mac Miller, Mac Miller either co-produced the song or he produced the song. I know he did help out with the song, before he had passed. So Mac Miller did have a huge imprint on the song. So this song is definitely dope, and I think it's like one of the best beats of the year. Pretty much like moving on. The next song is Hotbox, featuring Joey Badass and Method Man, which is pretty much like hotbox is a slang for smoking weed in a small room, like in a car, bathroom, or something like that. So these cats is talking about getting high. But like pretty much like all of them like lyrically kill it though. Like Method Man and Joey Badass and J.I.D, they all go in on this track. So it's definitely dope. Mounted Up is the next track after that, and Mounted Up, he's pretty much just lyrically flexing on niggas. He just demonstrating his lyrical proficiency and his overall like artistic ability, so he's just flexing that his lyrical vocabulary on these cats, with bars like my shoes suede but don't fuck with no Elvis. I'm from the era of real shit. Killer B killed, Killer B real quick, float like a butterfly, sting like a killer bee, flow worth kilograms. You niggas killing me, thinking you as ill as me. What shit to an enemy? Yo, like come on, son. Come on, son. Like this nigga, he's killing this shit, dog. Alright, so we just gonna move on to the next song. Just Another Day. Well, Just the Other Day, my bad. Just the Other Day. The DJ Drama's on this song, on the intro, and pretty much on this song, he just pretty much raps about his come up and how he's not too far separated from his previous life, and according to J.I.D, he was not as well off, just the other day, but then he just focused and perfected his craft, and here he is today. So it's pretty much like a song where you might not be where you're at right now, but if you focus, you'll get to where you need to be. And pretty much next song is Despacito 2. And Despacito 2, is pretty much like the closer of DiCaprio 2, which, over 3 verses, J.I.D discusses what he plans to accomplish in his career and how he will overcome his hindrances, and how people initially disregarded his desire to become a rapper. So, yeah. So he's just letting y'all know, where he's going to take it, pretty much, like, now that he's on. And Hasta Luego is a song that actually came out. It's a bonus song. It's a song that actually came out last year, late last year. So pretty much that was actually produced by Girl Wonder. And Hasta Luego is just like, another song just showing his lyrical talent. Just flexing on y'all niggas on the bars and shit. So definitely I do recommend DiCaprio 2, in my opinion, is one of the best albums that came out this year. And that's saying something because there's been a lot of garbage that came out this year. So I would strongly recommend someone who wants to listen to good rap, good hip hop, DiCaprio 2, or just listen to both of J.I.D's albums, DiCaprio 2, The Never Story. Listen to both of them. I highly recommend them. They're good albums. Now, one of my favorite producers, Swizz Beatz, he released an album entitled Poison. I was waiting for this album to come out as well, and for the most part, this album did not disappoint. Pretty much the album is about 9 songs long. It's like 10 songs. Well, it's 10 songs on the track list, but the first track is an intro, so it's like spoken word. It's not really a song, but the first song is "Pistol on My Side" with Lil Wayne. He pretty much says "pistol on my side" or "pistol" in that song about like 50 times, but the song's still dope as hell though. It says like "pistol" like 40 something times in like 2.5 minutes. But like that was like a vintage like Swizz Beatz like type beat with Lil Wayne finally getting back to like the lyrical I guess fireman that he once referred to him. He referred himself to back like 10 something years back. The second song is called "Come Again" featuring Giggs. Now Giggs is like a British rapper. I don't really know too much about him, but the song was, the beat was kind of dope, but I didn't like Giggs. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Not really too fond of British rappers anyway. Like, I don't know, it's just something about Cassius trying to talk tough with the British accent. Like, I don't know. I can't really fuck with it. So moving on. Next is, Something Dirty. Pitt Got Us, with Jadakiss and Styles P. With Kendrick Lamar on the hook. Now this song goes in, dog. Like, this song was produced by Arrow Music, and the beat, like from the first note that you hear from this beat, this beat is fucking dope as shit, dog. And then my bad. And Jada and Styles like rapping back to back on it, like they killed this shit, dog. And then you got Kendrick, coming on the hook. I wish Kendrick actually had a verse on it, but take what we can get. Now this song was actually, I guess like it was played last year, when Swizz was just like doing his little, I think like when he was doing the Battle of the Beats with Timbaland or whatever. But it was finally released on this album. I know a lot of people on the internet was waiting for this song, and then once we finally got this song, it's like, this shit is fucking dope as hell. Now the second part of the title, Pitt Got Us, which is pretty much like, it's their tribute to Ice Pick. Ice Pick was a member of the Rough Riders. I know he was a part of, I want to say like the A&R team, or I think it was like something more. I know he had a bigger role in the Rough Riders. I don't want to disrespect his role, because I'm not really too sure. But I know he had a huge part with the Rough Riders as well. And he had passed away from cancer last year. So he was also referenced in the Freddie vs. Jason mixtape that came out last year with Jadakiss and Fabulous as well. So this song is pretty much dope as hell, man. It's one of the best songs of the year. Next song is Preach with Jim Jones. Jim is he's actually been spitting pretty dope. He's been spitting bars this year, Like, usually Jim, he was like the third wheel of the Diplomats, but now, he might be up there bar for bar with Cam. After Jewels and fell off and shit. I haven't listened to the new Diplomat album yet, but I heard he was bodying shit on there too. So yeah, Jim Jones is stepping it up. But Preach, he was going in on that song. Next song is Echo with Nas. It was a real soulful beat, and Swizz, he goes on first. It felt like it was like more like a freestyle for Swizz, and then Nas goes on and he just starts murdering it. Like the first couple bars is reminiscing about the 80s, and then the last verse is talking about the United States has to get united, and he denounces ISIS and things of that nature. So it's a really, really good song. Cold Blooded is like a dark it's a dark Pusha T song, because it's featuring Pusha T. The beat is real dark, and Pusha T is spitting some real shit on there though. Some real shit. You know what I'm saying? He had the one line where he said, "You can't create a savage and complain about the rabies." I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy. You basically can't complain about, these wild, raising these wild ass kids, but then, no, you can't raise these wild ass kids, but then you can't complain about not being able to control them because you helped create them. So, it is definitely a dope ass song. Next song after that is 25 Soldiers with Young Thug. Now, I'm not even gonna front. I thought I wasn't gonna like that shit just because I'm not a fan of Young Thug at all. Just because I don't understand this nigga at all. But Young Thug actually switched his flow up and he actually rapped straight up. And I can't even front. He killed this shit, dog. The beat is hard as fuck. And then I was like, oh shit. Found myself nodding my head to it. I was like, I was like, what? He was actually, I was like, yo, if he could actually rap like this from now on, I might be able to fuck with Young Thug. He was actually killing this shit. My man started off the track Murder Kill Bill shit. And then I was like, yo, oh shit. Next song is Stunt with 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz with me is hit or miss. Sometimes I like 2 Chainz. Sometimes the majority of the time I don't fuck with his music, but sometimes I do fuck with his music. Depends on I guess what song he's on, or if he's featured on somebody else's song or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, that song Stunt, that shit is dope. That's more I could hear that song being played in a club or something like that. And then the last song is Swiss Montana. French Montana is another one where he's hit or miss with me. For the most part, I don't really mess with his music, but on this song, I actually do fuck with it. I do fuck with it because his bars to me is very, very elementary. I just can't fuck with elementary rap, but this shit is actually pretty dope. The beat is dope as hell. Swiss is mad energetic on there, and then French come through with some decent bars on it. So I'm like, yo, this shit is actually pretty dope. And as a matter of fact, I think they actually shot a video for it as well. So yeah, so that's my review on Swizz Beatz Poison album, and I do recommend that album. I do recommend that everybody go try that, go listen to that album, man. You won't be disappointed, man. That shit is dope. Now a new artist whose music I've gotten into is Innanet James. He's from Maryland. I'm not sure what part of Maryland he's from, but he's pretty dope. He's had 2 albums out. His most recent album is Keep It Clean. His first album is called Quebec Place, which came out in 2016, which I just actually found out about right now. So I'm actually have to go back and listen to that. I listened to Keep It Clean, and Keep It Clean is dope as fuck. Now, how I got exposed to him was everybody knows, like, I'm a huge Madden head, and this is how I usually do it with sports games, because I know sports games always have, a mixed playlist on it. So I'm always looking for, new music to listen to. So I always listen to, while I'm playing the game, or while I'm in a menu or something like that, like I will listen to, the songs as well. And if I like a song, then, I'll go research that artist and then get into that artist's music. So I heard the song Bag on, Madden 19, and I was like, yo, this song is really, really dope as fuck. So, went on Apple Music, found Keep It Clean, listened to that album, and I'm like, I've been bumping it ever since. Listened to it in August? It's now November. Still been listening. I've been listening to it from August to November, and I'm probably still gonna listen to it until I get tired of that album. It's just that damn good. There's a song on there with Pusha T called "Better Without You," which pretty much talks about they're better without I guess their significant others that kept them that they felt kept them down, and now that they're progressing and stuff like that, they're better without them. He has a song on there called "Amazing," which he's just letting everybody know how life is right now, how the feeling is of getting money, and all the amazing shit that's going on right now that he's getting on. And there's another song called "Where We Go," Where We Go, and the hook on there is like real catchy. It's like, where we go from here. I don't know like the hook word for word, but that song is pretty dope. If anybody follows me on Instagram or Snapchat, I've been playing the shit out of that song too. But yeah, I look forward to more music coming out from him as well, and just want to put people up on that. And also, one of my favorite artists, maybe because I'm biased, because I seen him, from when he was first starting out to where he is now, is Mike Zombie. He's from my hometown. Went to high school with my brother. One of my brother's best friends and stuff like that. He came out with an album earlier this year called I think it's he came out with an album earlier this year. I can't remember what it's called. Just give me one moment. Having a brain fart. And I'm keeping this in the podcast too, because we're keeping it all the way real. All right, it's 20 Great Teen. 20 Great Teen. That mix, actually, it's like, and I don't know if it's an album or a mixtape, because cats just be releasing mixtapes or music nowadays. So I don't know if it's an album or a mixtape, but it's whatever it is. It's a good body of music. It's really dope. So I suggest everybody go listen to that. And also, he just released a new song called Blue Faces, which right now it's on SoundCloud, and it's got like almost 250,000 plays on SoundCloud. Very popular song on there, and he's about to release it on all platforms November 30th. So when it hits iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, whatever the hell you got, everybody go listen to that song, because that song is dope as fuck, dog. It's really, really dope. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. It's actually a really good song. It's catchy too. I can hear that on the radio. I can hear it in the club, or you can just ride along and just listen to it and just vibe with it. So those are my favorite artists or new artists that I'm vibing with right now. And yeah, it's pretty much it for this podcast, man. Like, I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and I enjoy reporting this stuff and just talk about music in general. So I hope you enjoy listening to it. And if anybody want to do any collabos out there, just hit me up. And it's your boy Dre signing off. And thank you for spending your time with me. And I'll holler at y'all later on the next podcast. Peace.
Thank you once again for checking out my podcast. And this podcast is brought to you by The Infatuation. And here's a word from our sponsor.